Hi, I'm Bhaskar Chakravorti. I'm the Dean of Global Business here at Fletcher, and I also direct the Institute for Business in the Global Context, or IBGC. I want to take a few minutes to tell you about a class I teach in the spring called Innovation Models for Building Inclusive Business. So first of all, Happy New Year. I'm sure we are all very happy to see 2020 behind us. And here we are in 2021, or we will be shortly if you are viewing this at the end of 2020. But let me get the bad news out first. We are now just a little bit closer to that somewhat arbitrary deadline of 2030, when we plan to solve for all of the world's hairiest problems. We're a little bit closer in terms of time and much, much, much further behind in actually solving for the problems that would get us there. Pre-pandemic, we were falling behind in getting to the UN Sustainable Development Goals agenda, the gigantic unwieldy compendium of all the problems that we need to solve. And now, at the close of 2020 and the start of 2021, we are even further behind. The problems have become deeper, inequalities have gone up, and resources have become even more constrained. Governments, international agencies, philanthropies, social enterprises are all struggling for resources to go after those problems. And the need to solve those problems has only gone up. So we need to get out and get moving. In other words, we need to find extraordinary new ways to solve for these extraordinary problems and create extraordinary new value, because that extraordinary new value is going to generate the resources that we can then invest in solving for these problems. So this loop is what we talk about as inclusive innovation in this class. And in this class, we'll also focus on the role of inclusive business. And inclusive business can happen in the context of a business. It could happen in the context of a public sector organization. It could happen in the context of a social organization. And in just to kind of give you a sense of what I mean by inclusive business, it is an enterprise that is commercially viable and is scalable, and it can compete in a market and generate resources that it can reinvest into solving problems that can benefit low income or other traditionally disadvantaged communities. It develops an approach to sustaining natural resources and the environment, and it can help fill institutional gaps. Now, this is a pretty tall order. And in order to bring this all together, we need to create something called an innovation model, which we shall learn about in this class. We shall also learn about some key ways in which you build these innovation models and build leverage that can help these innovation models create extraordinary new value in extraordinary new ways. Now, these leverage points are handily reduced into 9 entry points into the model, and all 9 of them start with the letter A: advantage, adaptability, affordability, appropriateness, accessibility, amplifiability, additivity, adjacency, and authority. Now, we shall take each of these in each class and dive into a case study that exemplifies the protagonists and the organization in the case trying to go after the extraordinary new value through one or more of these leverage points. Each class will focus on a case and a case discussion and learnings from the case. In many of these classes, we'll have the actual protagonists visit with us, and we'll have a chance to chat with them and learn about their perspectives on the problems that they faced and their perspectives on your solution to the problems. So for instance, we'll meet Affectiva's extraordinary founder and CEO, Rana El Kalioubi, who is just an amazing woman, and I would love to have you meet her. Another amazing woman I'd love you to meet is Zipcar's founder, Robin Chase, or another amazing CEO, an inspirational CEO, Unilever's Paul Polman, and others. In addition to the case discussions, which we shall bring in from the outside, and it's in the syllabus, I will also be organizing you into groups, and you will be developing cases. And you will be developing cases that focus on a particular way in which we solve problems, which is by using digital technologies to go after sustainable development goals. And each group will have a chance to workshop the case, write the case, discuss the case in class. And if your case meets a certain threshold of quality, we will include it in a case compendium that we are putting together for wide publication at the IBGC. It's a wonderful way to memorialize your work. We shall work with you to edit it, to refine it, to professionally produce it, and you can use it as a publication in conversations with employers and other stakeholders, make conference presentations, and also potentially use it as a capstone, depending on if that's an area that you want to write your capstone project on. The case is going to involve, and both the case that you write and the cases that we discuss in class are going to involve a number of different ways in which you attack the issue of problem solving by being able to do some market analysis, some hands-on sort of problem solving approaches, very much like what you might expect in a job interview or a consulting interview, and also understand the role that technology and other levers play in getting us the extraordinary solutions to these gigantic problems that we've got. Your grade is going to be dependent on case discussions, your class participation, your work in the group project, and a final exam. So to recap, you will be at the forefront of understanding how to now make a move on 2021 en route to 2030 to solve for these incredible problems that are ahead. That's kind of the bad news in terms of the size of the problems that are ahead. The good news is that these problems are going to be with us for a while, which means you will have a job at the other end of Fletcher if you do manage to come up with some clever ideas for solving these problems. And you will learn some skills in order to take this on. You will understand the role of innovation models in taking on the larger sustainable development agenda. You will understand the role of business in solving for global issues. And finally, you will have potentially a publication that you can share more widely with your network and with potential employers. The syllabus is here attached to this video, and do feel free to reach out to me to learn more about this class. And if you have any questions, both about the class, the content, and how it fits with your overall personal and professional ambitions. So I look forward to seeing you in class, and have a very happy new year.